Hello and welcome back. Today for something unusual. I am the incompetent commentator, and this is Mediocre Tanking. Yeah, something unusual. Here we are. Oh, here I am. In my beautifully painted up T-25 Tier 5 German premium tank. I got this thing years ago. Not too long after it was actually introduced back in the E100 patch. What was that, 6.7, 6.8? It was a while ago. Yeah, so this thing was introduced at the same time as the E100, E75, E50, and the T15, which is a Tier 3 premium light tank. And I've had it for quite some time now. I don't think I got it as soon as it came out. Pretty sure I didn't. But I have had it for a while. And currently using it as a crew trainer, although I've only pulled it out this one time, this once in quite a long time. So to say I'm using it as a crew trainer is a bit of a misnomer. It's more like I'm using it to collect dust. And every once in a while I take it out, spend that dust. And boy did I spend it in this game. Oh, this was a good game. But the current crew in here is my Leopard prototype crew plus the radio operator, because the Leopard crew doesn't have a individual radio operator. So I put one in here. And hello, T-25. The gun on here is not overly accurate for a German gun. I think it's somewhere around 0.4. The penetration is good enough. The damage is solid. It's a fairly standard 75mm.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
And SU-85 there had no backup from his team whatsoever. But anyways, yeah, the tank itself, it's a solid enough tank. It's very I want to say un-German because it's not heavily armored, but it's alright. It's kind of sloping. It was designed as a response to the Soviet T-34 as a possible candidate for what would eventually become the Panther, as far as I understand it. And well, the gun isn't fantastic. The armor isn't fantastic. The maneuverability isn't fantastic. Power to weight ratio isn't fantastic. The top speed is pretty damn good. It will do over, well, the speed limit is, its top speed is 60. Going downhill you can push it a bit further than that. And its reverse speed is actually something that I found to be quite useful as well. It's a fairly solid reverse speed, somewhere around I think 20 kilometers an hour, which is pretty solid. I'm just gonna beat up this T1 Heavy a little bit more.
Penetration.
Since he was being so kind as to sit there and wait for me. Don't think he's actually spotted me. I do not have Sixth Sense on this crew. I'm working on it. I don't have it yet. So I don't actually know if I got spotted there or not. So yeah. Well, the tank is solid. The tank is solid, and at Tier 5, it's actually quite reasonably priced. Unlike some of the Tier 8 premiums, which cost upwards of $30 or more Canadian. I have no idea what it costs elsewhere. Yeah, so this little thing here is costs somewhere around $15 or less, I think. It's not overly expensive in any case. So, yeah, my little premium tank that I quite enjoy, actually, and I actually haven't taken any damage yet, and not because I haven't been shot at, because I have, just, oh, I see, okay, he hit the gun mantlet, that explains that much, and the SU-85 just missed me a couple of times. It's a good little tank, and, well, I've got the after battle results for it. I'm going to show you, oh, we're done. This replay catches me off like this. I'm not expecting it to be over, and even during the game I wasn't expecting it to be over, but our team, you can see in the mini-map here, they were all in the cap circle. That's alright. I have the after battle results to show you. So, how did that do? Apparently quite well. First class mastery badge, which means I did better than 95% of the people who've played the T-25 in the past week. And I've got Fire for Effect, which means I did more damage than I have health. You can see the effect I had on the enemy tanks, about a third of them. I spotted 4 of them, damaged 3 of them, killed 2 of them, got spotting damage on 3 of them, and did some track damage, module damage to 1 of them. So, not bad. But how does this really stack up? Well, top of the team by quite some distance, actually. 873 experience earned versus 498. 1100 damage versus 722. Yeah, it did quite well for a gun that isn't accurate by German standards. I mean, what is it, 0.38 or 0.4, which isn't bad if you're driving like a Russian tank, and it's okay if you're driving an American or a British, not so much the British, or if like a French tank, then it's okay. But for a German tank, accuracy on a German tank is like 0.35, so not quite up to German standards as I'm concerned. But we can see here, 18 shots fired, 14 hit, 12 penetrated to do damage, or maybe that was just tracks. I don't know. I really don't know. 1100 damage, none of it from more than 300 meters away. It was all brawling distances, which is where the accuracy becomes less important. Damage caused with the assistance, 946. So not only did I cause 1100 damage, I also enabled an extra almost 1000, an extra 900, almost. I'm going to just keep saying almost until I grand total of 2050 damage caused because of me in one way or another. That'll work. I'll use that. Distance traveled almost 2 kilometers. I earned 51,000 credits, spent 1,260 on ammunition, and walked away with 50,000 credits. Experience earned 1,309 with premium, times 2, and then there's this thing for driving a premium vehicle, a bonus, a rather large one for this guy as well, 523. And I'd never seen this before, or at least I don't remember seeing it before. So it caught me off guard, and I was like, what is this? Is this some sort of new thing, or is this something that was happening before and they just didn't tell anybody and then they've now added it in as its own thing? I don't know. I've also noticed recently that if you highlight one of your tank crews, go to like their specs and everything and look at how much experience they need to get to the next percentage, it will say when on a premium vehicle accelerates crew training by half, which means to get 150% of the experience instead of 100%. And okay, is that how it's always worked? Because I knew premium vehicles were good for training crews because you could train a crew in it when the crew isn't trained for it. Like these 3 guys here and Matterstock are not trained for the T-25. They're trained for the Leopard prototype, but they can get daily doubles twice, once in the T-25 and once in the Leopard prototype. And I always thought that that was the limit of it, but maybe it wasn't, or maybe this is new. I don't know. But it's a good thing to keep in mind. Premium tanks are, depending on what tanks you drive, worthwhile, in my opinion. Which is why I have a few of them, actually. And this, I just wanted to show you this. These results here, the ones in the background here are the T-25 game. These ones are from a game in my JagdTiger 88 that I had. And you can see Tier 8 premium tank costs somewhere around twice as much as the Tier 5 premium tank. And the actual credit that I came home with wasn't a big difference. And the amount of experience earned wasn't a big difference. So the experience here doesn't change from premium to regular or whatever. So you can see that both games I had a similar effect in. That's what the experience is. It's a bit of a measure of how much of an impact you had on the game. Unless you're doing something like driving light tanks and murdering tier 10s. So you can see that they had a similar effect in their battles, and they ended up making similar amounts of money. And this kind of throws in the face the whole tier 8 premiums are the money makers. And even like the bonus experience for driving a premium vehicle is much better in the tier 5. Now I realize this is only one sample, and I have had games in the JagdTiger where I earn 100,000+ credits, and I had never seen that in the T-25. But it's something to think about. And while you think about that, I will go over and start the next replay. Okay, so JagdTiger 88. Speaking of the JagdTiger 88, here platooned up with my good friend Bushy Church in his Ramtel Borsig Waffenträger. And we're on Prokhorovka. Yes, Prokhorovka. So, gonna go do the tank destroyer thing. Oh, look at all these German tank destroyers here. Ferdinand, the JagdTiger, the Rheinmetall. All right. Oh, that's it. No Jagdpanther 2? Aw, oh, come on. We almost had all the tier 8 German tank destroyers in one spot. It doesn't happen often enough. Doesn't happen often. So, driving into the bushes on the far side here. We're getting ready to do the tank destroyer thing and kill things while invisible. Now, recently I've decided to start swapping out which crew I put in here. Normally it's been my Jagdpanzer E100 crew, which I do not object to. I have no problem with my tier 10s having better crews. However, I've also realized that my JagdTiger crew could benefit from this just as equally, and that I could eventually prepare them and retrain them to go into the waffle tractors. Because after the Rheinmetall with the tier 9 tank destroyer, the waffle tractor on a Panzer IV, I'm going to call it the Waffle 4. On the Waffle 4 you need 6 crew members. The standard tank destroyer setup. I was like, okay, well, yeah, I could try and put together some sort of crew with bits of crew from this tank and that tank, or I could prep a pre-existing crew for it, and then when I get to the Panzer IV, the Waffle 4, I can swap my JagdTiger crew to the Waffle 4 and have them retrained and everything and ready to go and be as good as they can be for the grind. And then just get a new crew for my JagdTiger, since I've done that grind and I don't need to have the greatest crew in it. So that's the plan anyways, is to reuse my JagdTiger crew in the Waffle 4 and eventually the Waffle 100. So, changing up how I do my crew training these days. What I'm not changing up is how this gun is fantastic. I can't do anything about that, I'm not a developer or anything. But yeah, T-34 can't see me for some reason, 230 meters away, but there is a fair bit of cover. Maybe he can't see me, because I just took a shot from somebody. But he's not doing anything about it. He's now invisible, and Bushy Church nails the kill. So we both have 1 kill. I'm going to stand by and say that even though... Oh, he just died. You know what? Not important. I'm going to go back to firing as fast as this gun can reload and wreck this Super Pershing, who is not interesting to me as of yet. Track him, just hold him in place so that I can pick off that weak spot just with the turret. Said weak spot. Why? This gun's supposed to be accurate. 0.31? Ah, much better. I've taken 3 shots though, and I'm down to half health, which is not fun. And I just threw a critical hit into the turret of a Panther II. That cannot have amused him. Or at least it says critical hit. Recently I've been getting games where it tells me I did critical damage, and then when I look afterwards it says, no, you didn't. And I'm like, okay. Whatever you say, boss. Alright, so now we have them heavily outnumbered. We've got 12, they're down to 7? 8? 8. 12 to 8, so okay, nope. 11 to 8. We still outnumber them, so. Take a shot at the SU-100. There we go, 11 to 6. 7. 11 to 7. Much better. Alright. Panther 2, Pershing. Who to shoot at? Oh, okay, no. Not gonna get a shot at the Pershing. Sometimes the tank moves a bit further than I anticipate. Possibly due to input lag. Like, my lifting my finger off the key doesn't necessarily reach the server when I think it should. Which is cause for a lot of aggression on my part with wargaming. Is just packet loss and input lag to the servers. Yeah, but for the most part, it works as intended. which is fantastic because I thoroughly enjoy this game. I'm currently sitting at 3 kills in case anyone wants to keep track, or was keeping track. And the final crunch has begun since that Pershing and that Panther 2 were the only guys left. So, I no longer care about my health pool. I am now going to drive straight at them until I can shoot them. Shot into him. He's shot me. I finish him off and turn on the Panther 2 off in the distance. I'm never going to reach on time.
Target acquired. Target lost.
No, not going to get there. Sorry. I think I have the after battle results for this. So if you want to see that, that'll be coming soon, I think. If not, if you don't want to see it, or if I don't actually have them because I'm just making things up, then there will be another replay, because this was only replay number 2, and there are 4 today. Yes, 4 replays today. So hold on, we're not done, one way or the other. Okay, yes, there are results for that game, and you can see that there was a lot of damage done on my part, and I got a bunch of these mini awards and 2nd class master badge, and we managed to pick up my brother in the platoon as well. So the following games were from this same night, and should be entertaining, I hope. So let's see here, 3,000 damage done. Oh right, I could have taken out a mouse with that damage. Not that I could take out a mouse with this gun, because 200 millimeters of penetration isn't generally enough. But that's still pretty. Wait, 4 kills. Did I get 4 kills? I did get 4 kills. Yes, 4 kills. SU-100, yes. T-69. I don't remember that one, but I must have gotten them. Super Pershing, I remember. Pershing, yes. Yes, and I put a bunch of shots. Yeah, okay, yes. This is the replay. This are results for the replay. All right. So damage with assistance, 1,106. Damage caused, 3,000. From over 300 meters, 1,100. 23 shots fired, 21 hit. So I missed 2 shots, and I bounced 5. I bounced 5 shots. Sorry. And see, this is where that increased earning potential rears its little head with 43,000 credits. Oh wow, that's amazing. Yeah. 93,000 credits, almost 100,000. I walked away with 81 of it. That's where the major credit earning potential comes from. But you have to put out, like you got, if you want to make that butt ton of money, you gotta be putting out a butt ton of damage. You gotta make it work. So yeah, there's that. More to come. Hang on to your hat. Okay, so no results. We're gonna say that up front. No results for this game or next one. So that's not gonna happen. Rocker Dude in his A43 going off that way. Bushy Church in the M44. Gonna go do artillery. I am in the Churchill 6, not 6. It's tier 6. It's Churchill 7. I'm sorry. And I'm gonna go to the heavy tank. Heavy tank? I'm going to go to the heavy tank, or the heavy town. I'm going to the town where the heavy tanks are, because I'm a heavy tank and I'm near the top of the list, and because I don't want to go driving through the hills, because that just takes too much effort. Even in video games, I am incredibly lazy. So, it's a rather slow machine, so I've got a little bit of time to relax a bit before anything starts happening. And, okay, so both teams have 3 tier 7s, which is alright. And, KV-85 back there's about to find out just how quickly health does evaporate. That's okay. There we go. Easy. There he is. Hello. Shot into him, and then before I can reload, everyone else on the team puts a shot into him as well. And it actually takes him a while to respond to this. We'll see him in chat, because there it is. Holy crap! It's like he was in shock or something for a few seconds there, and he couldn't figure out how to type. And I've got shots on the KV-1. Come on. No, that one didn't even hit. Okay. So, there's that. Let's see now what to do. shots on the KV-1 again? We do.
Penetration.
Excellent.
We've lost the track.
He's firing high explosive at me. Fascinating. I've never really understood the fascination with firing high explosive at stuff.
Track repair. Drive on.
I do understand that when you can't damage the tank with armor piercing, that you throw high explosive at it as, you know, at least you'll do something. But every now and then I meet people who seem to be firing high explosive exclusively from guns that I wouldn't expect them to. And that confuses me, and I expect them to be people like that guy. Where they're at the bottom of the pile, or perhaps they're new to the game, I don't know. KV-1 here. Let's take a beating from 2 M4s. So I'm going to come in here and save the day, and by save the day I mean steal all the kills.
The rangefinder took a hit. We can only shoot close targets.
Pretty beastie hit from this guy.
They're knocked out.
See, he was slow on both kills. You can see the tracer from his shot, just not making it in time.
We've cleared the viewport.
Bushy Church
Keep your
has
eyes
just
open.
taken out the T-25. Now all that's left is to finish cleaning up the enemy team. Well, that's always all that's left. Start the game, all that's left is to finish cleaning up the enemy team. Put yourself in the right mindset, you can achieve amazing things. At least that's what they keep telling me. I've just bounced a shot from somewhere over here.
Lost a track.
Now I've taken a
They
hit
killed our
and
driver.
damage.
We're covering his position, but
I
not very well.
turn my turret to an angle that allows for excellent bouncage. And as you can see, I'm achieving excellent bouncage.
Drive on.
And now I know where they are, so I know where to drive. I also know where to drive so that my armor stays angled to them, so that they can't hurt me. And that poor KV-1, I'm sorry, he's just getting picked on. I steal all the kills from him, and then everyone else seems to be picking on him.
Enemy armor is hit.
And there's the Wolverine. There's 2 Wolverines. Alright, I bounced another shot from somebody.
Penetration.
Put a shot into him. Nope, still hasn't moved. Okay. I'll finish you.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
And, start firing on the other Wolverine.
Penetration.
Am I going to get another shot on him? No! No, I'm not. Because the IS is going to finally do something. Good job, IS. I'm at 3 kills. I'm low on health. And I'm just waiting for artillery to bomb me at this point.
We're done for. Everyone get out.
I only sort of intended for it to work out that well. I know I got already bombed at that point, so I was like, okay, somewhere around here I get already. I didn't expect the artillery bomb to go off when I said point. That is just a coincidence. I'm not fantastic with much of anything. So not much left of the game. Bushy Church is the only member of the platoon left alive. Rocker Dude did not have a good game. I actually did quite well, as you may have seen. And all that's left is for our team to finish cleaning up what's left. And what's left is artillery, Type 58, and a JagdTiger. And 2 of the 3 are lit up. And Bushy Church has got himself a second kill by bombing the Type 58. This T-25 AT has just taken out the artillery. And all that's left is a JagdTiger. And they have a good idea of where he is. So I think we can all assume that the JagdTiger doesn't exactly turn this game around, and I'm going to move on to the next
Time
replay.
to roll out.
Alright, so here we are on Wintersdorf. I'm in my Cromwell. Rocker Dude's in his A43. Bushy Church is in his EZ8, and this Panther is about to give me a scare. Oh, I didn't like that. And I gave these two a rant about how nobody should ever fire shots unless they have a target. And immediately after saying that, I was reminded of a instructor when I on decks about gun safety, rifle safety, and he was an old man, and he just, I'm like, oh, it's still just a video game. It's just a video game. I had to tell myself that a couple of times. It's just a video game. But don't scare your teammates like that. Just a video game or not, unexpected things tend to scare people. Anyways, as you can tell from the matchmaker, we weren't exactly happy about this particular game. 3 tier 6s, 3 tier 6 mediums in a tier 8 match. What do we find? It's a tier 8 tank destroyer who is more than capable of wrecking each of us with, depending on the gun, 1 shot or 2. However, the reason I'm showing you this game is because of that very same very same machine. And I managed to get just far enough out of the way that, oops, sorry about that, that the T-34 there only blows off my tracks, leaving me sideways on to the Rheinmetall. But he doesn't kill me. Now I'm safe from the T-34, and oh, there he is. Did I see a tracer fly by? Oh, I did. Ha 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 ha. Okay, didn't realize I was that close to death there. So the rest of us, there's Bushy Church and a 1375, rocketed me, are like, he can't kill all of us. He can't kill all of us, so if we swarm him, he will die, and at least some of us will live. So I come around this flank, Rocket Dude goes on that flank, we start shooting, and I think, ram! And I ram him, and then he dies. And for people who are new to my channel, I love to ram. People who've been watching my videos for a while will already know that if the opportunity arises where I can ram something, more often than not, I'm going to attempt to ram it. So, ram the Rheinmetall. Did not do enough damage to get a kamikaze from it, but I did actually achieve the ram, which made me very happy. I don't have the results for this game, not just because I was shit in it, and that is literally all I will accomplish in this game. Then there's no point showing you results when I do shit. But also, the team loses quite badly. And everyone on the team starts throwing fingers all over the place. It's like, okay, I'm not one to blame my team, but 3 tier 6s in a tier 8 game. And the platoon got 2 kills, one of them being a tier 8. I have no idea what the other one was, but one of them was a tier 8. So, I think we did just fine. Us, personally. Sure, it's entirely possible that we could have ended up carrying the game. I find that rather unlikely. But I'm sure it's a possibility, and I'm sure there are Unicums out there who've done it. That doesn't mean it's a regularity. And as much as I don't advertise or think that people should think this way, this loss was in no way our fault, as far as I'm concerned. And bottom tier, how much can you do? Well, so much, but I don't have no idea what the camera's doing there. But yeah, there's only so much you can do when you're bottom tier, depending on the tank and the circumstances. If all of their tanks, all of their tier 8s had been medium tanks, and let's say there were only 2 of them, well, that would be different. As it was, they had tier 8 tank destroyer, 3 tier 8 heavies, including the IS-6, which is very well armored compared to a tier 6 gun, as well as 2 mediums. I'm leaning on the side of this game was just, we were put here and we were at the mercy of our team. Now we were able to, accomplish a fair bit in that. We did take down a Rheinmetall and whatnot, but yeah, there was only so much we could do. But this is really a bad mindset to get into. You should be thinking about how much you can do, not how much you can't do. Until next time, have a good one.